everyone, it's me Giovanni, and today I wanted to say some things that I left off in the last video because I really don't know how to say it. When I saw some tweets that happened like a month to a few days ago, I was like, okay, this is getting a little concerning. Not like there's something off going on about him. It was just that, well, I don't know. I mean, at least Noodles knows that Twitter is toxic. He checks Twitter once every week or two. From now on, I mean, that's fine. He's barely on any of our social media platforms, so I get it. But I was also thinking about, as you can see on screen, Ballistic Squid released a video 2 weeks ago. The Shady Oaks SMP, the final quest. In the server, he's the only one there. He's completely alone. And as I found out about the history of kindness through the Winky fandoms, apparently James thinks he found the sword in the first place. I mean, thinks he was the one to have the idea of the server in the first place. So, I mean, even though he thankfully wasn't corrupted like all the others, it was still, he was the one to do it in the first place, especially to find the sword. It was just laying there. For some reason, Squid just decided to take advantage of it, because it was named kindness. Killing people with kindness. But that phrase was taken literally. Dan and James decided to curse the sword, and Squid became possessed, and he's still the only one there. I never thought I wouldn't even know about this. If so, then I would be the last one to know about it, because I didn't want to get involved with this in some way. I'm pretty sure no one likes it anymore, because it's not like an actual roleplay or just some thing where people can hang out. It's a death trap where people offend others, disrespect them, or even turn on them, talk behind their back, anything, even though they're friends, and that I do know that they're nice people. You have to know what is good and what's the ridiculous. It's sadly blended in with them. I acknowledge it, and it worries me, especially about Justin. I'm glad that he left, especially due to the burnout that he was suffering, especially since his dog died a couple of years ago. And of course people, especially him, were upset about it. And I understand. But especially a couple of times I feel like he deserved to suffer because of certain things that he would say or do would just offend or upset anyone, especially myself. And he has no idea what he's even talking about or what he knows about. He doesn't He probably doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how his own fan base is doing to him. He just doesn't care. Sorry. But anyway, the Shady Oaks, if the final quest is the last we'll ever see of the SMP, then good. Get rid of it. I hate it. I want it to explode, burn to the ground, and never see it again. Especially kindness. Sure, James was the one to create the idea. Especially find the sword. It was his fault. But it was also Squid's to be possessed by it, to take the sword for himself. And also Dan to curse it. And what did Thing Noodles do? Nothing. He did nothing. He watched it happen. And he was also possessed by it. And what James did, he didn't get possessed. He didn't kill anyone. And he did nothing as well, even though he was the one to create the server in the first place. He planned it and found the sword. I don't know why Justin is even friends with these people. I mean, that might sound rude, but honestly, I just don't care at this point. Why should he been friends with them? Why should he be popular? Because he's now just like everyone else. At least, somewhat. He's still a nice guy. He's still himself. He's still cheery, full of energy, I guess. Especially, but ever since my stepbrother and his mother went to New York, that's where he lives, I was like, that happened? That actually happened. And I was like, maybe I would go to New York and probably meet him in person. I mean, I don't know if that might happen, but I keep thinking about it, especially now, and especially since I want him to be my friend, to talk to him. Especially now, since I keep thinking about good or bad stuff about him. Either I like him or I hate him. It's complicated, especially due to my emotions. Even if I had to talk to Justin and tell him everything, especially about the server that he joined in the first place with his friends, and someone who was friends with someone else, I would want him to go back into that server where no one's around and destroy it. Destroy it. Every single piece of it. And destroy kindness because, well, it's a sword that's basically possessed. It's like a demon who doesn't care about anything. I care about Justin. I care about him a lot sometimes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. Oh, and on my phone, someone named Careless said that, yeah, this is immature. He said, Thing Noodles is a kid's YouTuber, so I find it hilarious when people say he fell off just because he didn't adjust to what his older audience wants to see. Also, God forbid he wants to react to MatPat's retirement in a literal game theory video in the same video. And Thing Noodles said, "You get it?" with a thumbs up. And Starless says, "I used to watch you when I was younger, and now my little siblings are experiencing the same exact thing I did back then by watching you now, which further adds to my point. I was a little confused by this. You can't really see it, but I mean, I have my phone and I can safely see the news Twitter account on my phone. And I was like, from Starlessism, the thing that they said about their siblings watching, experiencing the same exact thing they did back then. And I'm like, I'm sorry, are your siblings suffering from brain damage or something? Because if they're part of Gen Alpha, then screw them. Your siblings can die for all I care. It doesn't matter. You basically don't get it, do you? Does it look like I give a shit of what you just said about how it's hilarious how he fell off because he didn't adjust to his older audience? Hello? Basically, Thing Noodles is part of a generation he's not supposed to be a part of. He's part of weak, little-minded children. Part of a generation that's absolute shit. You don't get it. You don't get it. I want this to end. I want this craziness to end immediately. And things to go back to normal, especially to the way things were when I was 10 years old. That's what I want. And for Thing Noodles to go back to his old self. Especially since other people were upset with him being a man in his goddamn 40s. You don't get it. You really don't get it. Especially of a man of his personality, his age, his character, his everything. He's a grown man. And I've grown up. I'm basically 20 years old, and I just want things to go back to normal. To experiencing the same things when I was younger. I still want to live for those moments. And if anything, I just want Justin to know that. And if he doesn't, then that's fine. But really, I don't know what the hell is his problem. Oh yeah, his fan base is the problem. His fan base involving these idiotic, stupid children. Part of this alpha generation. Absolutely disgusts me. It drives me crazy. I hate it so much. I want Shady Oaks to die. I want everything to die, especially that damn sword. Why, Squid? Why do you do this to yourself? And why, Justin? Why do you have to be friends with these people? Why? They just drag you into stuff. Like you're a dog on the leash, viciously being pulled against them. Against your own will. Sorry, I probably sounded crazy when just saying these things. But I just cannot take it. I hate everything about this. Why does he care? Why does he even care? He should care about his older self. The nostalgia of what he did. And he did like a month ago or so, but that's not enough. And I hate it. I hate that he's like this.